Yo, what is up, guys? I took another look at the Zarn, the Unbound Chain Dragon, something like that, that's coming out in Burst Protocol. And I fucking love that card so much, but like at the beginning, I thought it's not great enough because it couldn't really negate Nibiru the way you wanted to. But I now found some ways and some combo lines that can help you to actually stop Nibiru. Okay, potentially even like an Imperm Nibiru kind of stuff, and not lose too much. Where usually if you get nipped and impermed, you lose everything, right? But yeah, this is absolutely amazing, and it's it's really huge um for the people that want to play Bistol Blackwing or any Blackwing version that doesn't include the Kali Yuga version, right? But it's also great for our beautiful Genesis deck. So make sure to stay tuned and take a look at those combos right here. Right, so I'm just gonna showcase the combo line with Simoon. If you had another black monster in hand and you can search or already have Shanga, and it's even easier for us. Let me show you what I let me let me tell you what let me show you what I'm talking about. I just woke up, by the way, so I'm trying to I, I found this combo while I was sleeping and I was like, I gotta shoot this video real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna show a couple of lines here. Right, so usually this is always how we start. We're gonna send Blackwing Dragon, some Blackwing Dragon, and then some back Volatile, and with Shaman we get Chinook to hand. So even if we get nipped here, right, thanks to Chinook, we can still continue playing by uh, sending Boreal Storm to the graveyard thanks to Chinook's effect, right, once we get nipped. But in case we're not getting nipped right here, we're gonna go here into Boreal Storm, send Zonda. Zonda is going to summon Kunai. Kunai is going to make the Blackwing Dragon become level 1. And then you want to go here into Little Knight. Okay. This also works, like I said, if you had Shanga, if you had Shanga on your hand already, or if you had another black monster hand that you could search for Shanga, you could have gone into Draco Berserker with Simoon and Shanga, and that's basically the same thing. The most important thing is to do this board before you use Zephyr's effect in the graveyard and contribute into your full combo, right? So now we're gonna go into our Zarn, and if we do get nipped, doesn't matter if it's here or later, we can activate Little Knight's effect, and then on Little Knight's effect, we can chain our beautiful Zarn now, and then negate the Nibiru. Okay, and then Little Knight resolves, and we're gonna banish those for the until the rest of this turn, right? And then we're gonna continue playing here with Zephyros, and then summon whatever you want to summon, right? That's basically how it is. And this is a strong board through Nibiru. It's huge, and like I said, it's not something that I would utilize in Kali Yuga build. I don't even have the space for Zarn in my Kali Yuga decks. But if you don't want to play Kali Yuga, man, and you need a way to negate Nibiru, this is the best way right now. And yeah, let me now show you how I would do this in Genesis. So yeah, don't forget about, you can always, if you have too much Draco Berserker, right, with Shanga and Simoon going to Draco Berserker, I cannot repeat myself enough just to have that line also in your mind because it's better. But yeah, here we want to get the full potential, but the problem here is in Genesis we cannot use links, right? So because we cannot use links, it's more difficult to play around Nibiru. So what I would do, if Nibiru is like the biggest problem, go first into Nothong here before you activate Volta's effect, and don't even activate Black Feather Women's effect right now, because if you do activate Black Feather Women and summon back Vata, you can still get nipped on Vata, summon it, and then that would suck too. Right, so your fifth summon is going to be Zudri, and even if you do get nipped here, right, you do not end up with nothing. No, you're not gonna get the search for Roshi, which is not bad, but at least you get Twin Shadow, and that's already usually enough to have at least some type of interruption for your opponent, right? But if your opponent decides to keep their imperm, which they usually do in Genesis, because they'd be like, okay, they don't gonna summon a Baron, they're not gonna summon any Omnigates, and I want them to summon first all the Assault Dragons so that I can just tribute all of them. Right? That's usually what they're thinking. And that's the right play usually. But now, thanks to Zarin, we don't have to worry about that anymore to wait until the end phase. So we're gonna summon Zarin right now, right? The funny thing is, even if you get Nip right here, you can chain basically Twin Shadow, right? Because you have 2 Black monsters, and then chain also Zarin. Or if your opponent controls a monster, right? Controls a monster, you could also use Chinook if you have it. Search for Chinook and then negate that. Like, there's a lot of different ways to do it. But now, once Zarin gets out, you're gonna use Black Featherwell to summon back Vata, use Vata's effect to send Chinook and Zephyros to the graveyard, right? And then you're going to use Juju's effect to summon the token out. This is how we're gonna go into Boreal Storm. That's gonna Zarin out to the graveyard, and boom, you got this pattern. Okay. Once this pattern is out together with Zarin, that's all you need to negate Nibiru, right? After that, you can contribute into your full combo. That. And now, if your opponent wants to nip you, boom, you're going to change first of all this pattern, and then you're going to change Zarin, right? Opa. And the good thing about that is that you are still recycling your banished Blackwing Dragon with this pattern. That's already huge in my opinion. So yeah, great stuff. That I think that makes Zarin now much better than before. Because before that, man, I wasn't really a big fan of that card. But now, after seeing all those lines and after seeing like all the weak spots that we have in the pure build or the Genesis build, you now say, okay, cool. Those decks are more competitive now, thanks to cards like Zarin. I know this isn't really the Blackwing support that you guys been asking for, but I honestly see it as a Blackwing support. But yeah, we're still gonna get our Blackwing support. Okay, it should be coming now. Like I really strongly believe that in the next main set it's gonna come. Before that, I couldn't say exactly where it was coming. We all expected it to come in the legendary 5D structure decks, but it honestly didn't really make sense. But yeah, I think it's gonna come in the next main set after Burst Protocol or a side set, something like that. Because there's just so many hints, man. And even in that one video where they listed all those all those VTubers, right, playing all those decks, that was referring to basically like it doesn't make sense for content creators to pull out old decks and play it, right, in the name of Konami. Like it just doesn't make any sense if it's not about support coming. So I strongly still believe that in 2026 we are definitely getting the support. I thought it was gonna come in 25, but at least I think like around by the end of this year we're still gonna get at least the announcement, and then it's gonna show up in 2026. That's what I believe. But yeah, that's it for me for today, guys. I love y'all. Take care and peace.